Did you know that the U.S. Army has fought in more than 200 major battles throughout its history? But some battles don't just change maps, they change the destiny of nations. This is the story of the fields where bullets flew, the ground shook, and ordinary people wrote history. War is not just the clash of weapons, it is a battle of decisions, a battle of courage, a battle between fear and duty. Today, we travel through time, from blood-soaked fields to stormed beaches to shattered city streets, to understand the moments where strategy, sacrifice, and bravery changed the course of history. In the summer of 1863, the green fields of Pennsylvania were about to become one of the bloodiest battlegrounds in American history. Two armies stood face to face, the Union in the north, fighting to keep the country united, the Confederacy in the south, fighting for separation. Confederate General Robert E. Lee had marched his army into Northern Territory. His goal was not just victory. He wanted to end the war on his terms. Standing against him was a quiet, cautious, and calculated commander, Union General George Meade. On the first day, the armies collided almost by accident. There was no grand opening plan, just sudden, violent fighting. Soldiers took positions behind fences, fields, and rocky slopes. Rifles cracked and cannons roared. Union forces slowly fell back, but Meade established a powerful defensive line along Cemetery Ridge, Cemetery Hill, and Little Round Top. This high ground would prove crucial, because in war, elevation can mean the difference between life and death. On the second day, Confederate forces attacked the Union flanks. A decisive moment came at Little Round Top. Union Colonel Joshua Chamberlain and his regiment were running low on ammunition, while enemy pressure kept building. Retreat was not an option. Chamberlain ordered a bayonet charge. His men stormed downhill in a sudden, desperate assault. The attack was so unexpected that the Confederate line broke. This was more than a tactical move. It saved the entire Union defensive position. On the third day, Lee made a bold gamble known as Pickett's Charge. Around 12,000 Confederate soldiers advanced across open ground toward the strong Union center. Cannons thundered, rifles fired, smoke filled the air, and men fell with every step forward. They advanced with courage, but the Union defense held firm. The assault failed, and with it, Lee's invasion of the North came to an end. This battle was more than just a clash of armies. It was the turning point of the Civil War. The Union survived, and the United States remained whole. Decades later, another defining moment came on June 6, 1944, along the coast of Normandy, France. Before dawn, thousands of ships filled the sea. Inside them were young soldiers, many barely out of their teens. They knew that many would not return. The largest seaborne invasion in history was about to begin. German forces had turned the coastline into a fortress of machine guns, mines, bunkers, and artillery. 5 beaches stretched across the invasion zone. At Omaha Beach, the scene was devastating. When the landing craft ramps dropped, soldiers stepped directly into a storm of bullets. Many fell in the water. Others were wounded before they could even reach the sand. But they did not stop. Small groups formed under fire. If an officer fell, someone else took command. If a path was blocked, they found another way. If a machine gun pinned them down, they flanked it. Victory here did not come from one dramatic charge. It came from scattered, terrified, determined individuals who refused to give up. Slowly, they pushed off the beach. Bunkers were cleared. Defenses were broken. Pathways inland were opened. That day, Allied forces secured a foothold in Europe. From that moment on, the countdown to the defeat of Nazi Germany had truly begun. In the modern era, the battlefield changed again. No open fields, no long defensive lines. War moved into the city. Fallujah, Iraq, 2004. Narrow streets, snipers on rooftops, booby-trapped homes, an enemy that could be anywhere and nowhere at the same time. U.S. Marines and Army units were tasked with taking back the city. Here, knowing how to enter a doorway safely could be more important than a tank. Every room was a threat. Every window could hide danger. Units learned quickly. Teamwork meant survival. Speed meant survival. A single wrong decision could cost an entire squad. Forces divided the city into blocks and moved house to house, clearing buildings step by step through fear, explosions, and smoke. This was not traditional warfare. It was a battle of patience, training, and mental endurance. The lessons learned there reshaped modern urban combat and continue to influence military strategy today. Across these battles, different eras, different enemies, and different terrains all shared one common factor: people. Young soldiers who moved forward despite fear, leaders who made impossible decisions under pressure, units that refused to leave anyone behind. Strategy is drawn on maps, but history is written by people on the battlefield. These battles were not just military victories. They were moments that reshaped global politics, borders, and the future. They remind us that freedom has a cost, decisions carry weight, and history never changes on its own. Someone changes it. If you enjoyed this journey, let me know in the comments which battle you'd like to see covered in a full video next. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories from military history. History isn't just something we read, it's something we understand.